The general purpose of the Bill of Rights is that it's the first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution. These amendments set a base and foundation for making the Constitution because it puts in the specific prohibitions that were set on an overpowering government, as well as protecting our civil liberties.
The First Amendment protects civil liberties by protecting our 5 basic freedoms: religion, assembly, press, petition, and speech. The government cannot favor one religion over another or treat people differently because of their personal beliefs. And the 14th Amendment protects natural rights because states may not deprive citizens of their right to due process and equal protection under the law. The Second Amendment guarantees the right of the people to keep and bear arms. The Third Amendment states that soldiers may not move into private homes without the owner's consent. And the Fourth Amendment protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. The Fifth, Sixth, and Eighth Amendment protect the rights of people accused of crimes. The Fifth contains decide. The Sixth requires accused people to be told the charges against them in a trial by jury and entitled to a lawyer. And the Eighth forbids excessive bail and fines and forbids cruel punishment. The Seventh Amendment guarantees the right to a jury trial in civil cases. The Ninth guarantees the right to privacy and states citizens have other rights not listed in the Constitution. The 10th prevents Congress and the POTUS from becoming too powerful, and the 13th Amendment outlawed slavery.
To expand and protect our voting rights, we have the 15th Amendment, which granted African American men to vote, and then the 17th Amendment, which changed the process for voting senators, the 19th Amendment, which granted suffrage to women, the 23rd Amendment, which gave citizens of Washington, D.C. the right to vote, the 24th Amendment, which outlawed poll taxes, and the 26th Amendment that made the voting age 18. To change the structure and organization of the government, we have the 11th Amendment, which says that lawsuits initiated by a person against the state government will no longer be heard in a federal court. The 12th Amendment, which changed the process for electing president and vice president. The 22nd Amendment, which limits the presidential term to only 2 terms. The 21st Amendment, which repealed the 18th Amendment, which prohibited the production, sale, transportation of alcoholic beverages in the United States. Then we have the 20th Amendment, which changed the inauguration date from March to January. The 25th Amendment, which provides a session for the office. The 16th Amendment, which established a federal income tax. And the 27th Amendment, which prevented Congress from getting pay raises until the next election. To prevent abuse by the government, we have Mapp versus Ohio as our SCOTUS case, which shows the expansion of our Fourth Amendment right. Tolerate Mapp was a victim of a violation of our Fourth Amendment because one day the police asked to search her home for a bomb suspect, and when she said no and asked for their warrant, they left and came back with a fake one, searched her home and found a trunk full of porn and arrested her, sending her to prison for 7 years before she got an appeal on the grounds that the search was illegal because of the exclusionary rule, leading us to the expansion of our rights. Another SCOTUS case that shows to prevent abuse by the government, we have New Jersey versus TLO, and this shows the limits of our Fourth Amendment right. The Fourth Amendment does have its limits of our protection, especially at school. Our rights don't stand as they would in your home, which is the case that this represents. TLO was in school when she was suspected of having cigarettes in her purse, which she did along with marijuana, and she was charged for possession. Since she was at school where they have the right to perform an unwarranted search on her and her belongings, TLL tried to appeal into a higher court, stating that her school violated the exclusionary rule, where she lost again. This case shows that schools can limit your right to privacy.